Hey guys, what's going on? I'm Zay Hernandez here, back at it again. Alright, so I kind of missed out on the last 2 weeks whenever it came to posting a Marvel pull list. I apologize about that. It is still a thing I'm continuing. It's just last week I couldn't pick up my comics because of financial issues, but now I got them all here. I got everything that was on my pull list, and I'm going to try to be very brief because it's actually a lot. This is a stack of every single comic I've gotten the past 2 to 3 weeks, which is everything that's in current day. So, yeah, I'm gonna try to be very brief about the descriptions, unlike the last video. So here we go. Alright, so the first one on my list right here is one of my favorites I picked up. Is right here, Moon Knight issue. I believe is issue 199. We're one issue away from the 200th issue. From the beginning, it started very strong. It started very strong in the beginning. It really did, by introducing 2 new Moon Knight villains. But then after the very first story, from there, it just kind of, Max Bemis, who's the writer, would tell really good stories, but he would end it off with an anticlimactic ending. And this would happen for every single story of the series. Even this one. This one's no exception. This is the ending of the current story arc, with Moon Knight dealing with the Society of Aesthetics, and like I said, it just ended off very anticlimactic. And this issue, I would probably give around about 6 out of 10 because of the anticlimactic ending it had. Next up, we have one of my favorite series coming out of Marvel right now, and it is right here, The Sentry. Everybody, I highly recommend you pick up this book. This is such an amazing book, such an amazing storyline, guys. I highly recommend this book. Jeff Lemire is the writer for it. Jeff Lemire has always been a pretty good writer. Really one of the main things I like about this story is that it's not just about the Sentry against the Void. The Void is the Sentry's worst enemy, and the Void is the Sentry himself, actually. But the thing is every single story that the Sentry has been involved in, it normally involves just him and the Void. But this one, it doesn't. It expands his story. It's just so freaking good, guys. I'm telling you. You really need to pick this up. I highly recommend this series and this book. This book, I give it 10 out of 10. Alright, next up we have right here, Avengers, issue number 9, or actually I should say 699. The next issue will be the 700th issue. Guys, this is a pretty good series. Like I said in the last video, this has been a very great series. Jason Aaron's the writer. David Marquez is doing such amazing art. Right now the current story is Namor the Submariner, which is this guy right here. He's the king of Atlantis. Him, along with the rest of Atlantis, is declaring war on the surface world. And guys, I am so excited for it. This story just ignited the flames, and guys, it's going to be such an amazing story. I'm so excited to see another Atlantis attack story, so let's just see where it goes. And I give this issue about a 9 out of 10, and oh, it's so great, it's so great. Next up, my favorite superheroes right here, Captain America, written by Ta-Nehisi Coates. Guys, this is such an amazing book. I am in love with this book. This is the Captain America book that we needed after Secret Empire, everybody. This is what we needed after Secret Empire, not Mark Waid's awful run, not Mark Waid's awful Captain America. So if you don't know, Captain America was recently Hydra, and in the events of Secret Empire, he got taken down. And this is a story that's picking up after that. This is the aftermath. The world does not trust Steve Rogers anymore. The world does not trust Captain America due to him being the head of Hydra. And guys, this is such an amazing story. It's picking up very well. And in this book right here, it ties into Ed Brubaker's Amazing Captain America series way back in 2004, I believe. So yeah, definitely pick this up. This is such a great series. This issue I give a 10 out of 10. It's so good, guys. Alright, next up we got Tony Stark, Iron Man. Guys, this has been a pretty fun book. Dan Slott promised this book to be a combination of like Black Mirror and then another Netflix show. I forgot which one he said, but the Black Mirror one is the one that stood out to me really because Black Mirror, every single episode is a different story. None of it really, ties in together till the very last end of the season. And that's kind of how this book is going. Each book has been a different story. Each book has been a different adventure for Iron Man, and I'll give him that. It's been pretty good. This book in particular, it involves one of my favorite characters, which is the Wasp. Now, Marvel hasn't really been doing anything with the Wasp, but I don't know why. I don't know why she's not in the current Avengers lineup. I don't know. Or even West Coast Avengers. There's really no reason you can tell me that'll validate as to why the Wasp isn't more involved in Marvel continuity at the moment. But they actually spark their relationship back up again. And guys, this is pretty good. I like this book in particular. It was a lot better than the second issue. The second issue was awful. The third issue was really good. This one was also better. So definitely check this series out. It's really good, guys. If you're looking for a fun book, you don't even have to read previous issues. You can just jump on it and just read it because it's a completely different story. This issue I give about a 9 out of 10. Next up, guys, we have the Amazing Spider-Man number 6 and the Amazing Spider-Man number 7. Hopefully you can see that on the camera. Now, guys, this series has been alright. You know, honestly, if I'm being very honest with you, it hasn't been anything special. If I'm being honest with you, the only reason why I've even been reading Spider-Man is because it's Spider-Man. You know, I'm a huge Spider-Man fan, so I'm really going to read Spider-Man regardless of how the story's going. This is going alright. It's not awful, but it's not great at the same time. Nick Spencer, I just feel as if Nick Spencer's really starting to lose his touch. He hasn't written a good story in a very long time. Now, I do personally think Secret Empire was really good, but it's alright. But this issue right here, this issue was actually really good. It gave some really good character depth to Boomerang, which is one of Spider-Man's villains, but he's also rooming with Peter Parker, but he doesn't know that Peter Parker is Spider-Man, and it's given some really good character depth right here in this book. I really liked it. I really enjoyed this book in particular, issue number 7. It made me want to keep picking it up, and you know, like I said, no matter how the story's going, I'm still going to be picking it up regardless. I guess if you want to, you know, Spider-Man, I guess if you're like a big fan of Spider-Man, this is a pretty decent series. And overall, I give this issue number 7. I'm not going to give a rate for issue number 6. It just wasn't that good for me. Issue number 7, I'm going to give about an 8 out of 10, 8 out of 10. Next up, we have right here, the Immortal Hulk. Now, as I said in the previous video, this is one of my favorite series coming out of Marvel. It's also one of their better series coming out of Marvel, guys. As I stated in the last video, in the last issue that happened, the Avengers had started confronting Bruce Banner, and now this is the fight that actually happens between the Hulk and the Avengers. And guys, it is so freaking good. It's so brutal. The Hulk just completely demolishes the Avengers. He's never been this strong, and they title him as the Devil Hulk now. And guys, it's so freaking awesome. This is really just a good series overall. This is a good book. I give this book about a 10 out of 10. If you want to read the Hulk, if you're a Hulk fan, this is the book for you guys. It's so good. Next up, as I stated in the last video, one of the best books coming out in 2018 period, right here, Doctor Strange. Now, guys, this is such an amazing series. This issue does not disappoint either. In the previous books, we've gotten Doctor Strange in space trying to rekindle his magic, and in this one, he's already rekindled his magic, and he's back on Earth, and he comes to find an imposter posing as himself. And guys, it is so freaking good. I'm not gonna spoil it for you like I spoiled some of the other books. I'm just gonna this is one of the best books coming out 2018, guys. You really need to check this out. This is such an amazing book. I highly recommend it, guys. It's so good. And this issue gets about a 10 out of 10. Now, the next book we got coming up is a book that I've been enjoying for the most part. It's right here, Infinity Wars. It's Marvel's newest crossover event. Now, a crossover event is just basically whenever a big climatic story happens that affects every single hero in the Marvel Universe, and all the heroes come together to stop this evil. And if I'm being honest with you, you know, I'm liking the story. I am. Gary Dugan is a great writer. But we don't need this. That's the thing. We don't really need this story to happen. Now, it did introduce the Infinity Warps. If you don't know what the Infinity Warps are, it's 2 heroes that are basically combined into 1 hero. Like right here, we got X-23 mixed with Jean Grey. We got Captain America mixed with Doctor Strange. We got Iron Man mixed with Thor, and then we got Moon Knight mixed with Spider-Man. And guys, you know, Infinity Warps is a really cool idea. It is. But Infinity Wars, which is a story that's happening, it doesn't need to happen. I recognize that. I recognize that the only reason why it even is happening is because of the recent Infinity War movie. And, you know, it's sad to say that Marvel does believe that the MCU is the root of their success. And that's really sad because it's taking a down spiral on their comic book quality. And it's been awful. But, like I said, this story is pretty decent. You know, I give this book in particular about 8 out of 10. It's better than the other issues. So, yeah, I mean, if you're looking for a pretty decent story, then this is the one for you. But also, if you haven't been reading Guardians of the Galaxy, or if you haven't read Infinity Countdown, then don't check it out. Read those first. Alright, guys, that's all I have for you today. That was about 12, 13 books I picked up the last 2 weeks. And guys, I love comics. Like I said, if you're enjoying this, you know, let me know. Leave a thumbs up. Share it with your friends. I'm trying to stay more. Active on this channel. That's why this series is happening, and I'm also trying to expand my audience that watches Arrowhead Productions. So yeah, guys, like I said, leave a thumbs up, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and guys, Leaki is coming out very, very soon. Me and Chase right now just worked on a brief rough cut of the first episode. The first episode is looking to drop in the next 2 weeks. Now I'm not finalizing anything. Don't take that with a pinch of salt. Take that with a pinch of salt. I got a new haircut, guys. What do you think? But so yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. Check out next week's video of the Marvel pull list, and yeah, thanks for tuning in. Bye.
Hungry cause right now you're acting up. I don't think you want me, you just want my company while your man is